Hey, and we are live. Welcome back to another episode. Listen, y'all, let's have some real talk, okay? Are you dating with main character energy or are you low key just trying not to get hurt once again? In this conversation today with Vee Mindful, we are calling out how fear shows up on your first dates, in your standards, and even in that he got to be 6'4" with the beard checklist that you have. So, we're breaking it down what it means to date from your future self, the soft, healed, fully loved version of you, and how to stop letting old situationships pick up your next partner. If you're tired of dating from survival mode, let's fix that today. So before we jump in, V, let me introduce myself, and then I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. So
Okay.
I am Marshawn Olanio. I'm a shift relationship strategist. I serve and help professional Black women that are struggling with their confidence, they're struggling with clarity, and they're struggling with the courage to show up fully in their life with themselves, with their partner. So that's who I am. That's why I serve. Thank you so much for coming here. As you come in, don't forget to say hello to let us know where you are coming in from, as well as hit the like button and the subscribe button if you want to see more episodes like this, specifically with V and I, because we have conversations like this about once a month. With that being said, V, the floor is yours. Who are you?
All right. Well, good evening, Coach Marshawn. I am Vee Mindful. And as I say on my channel, my introduction, I am a relationship coach and published author. And on this channel, y'all. But well, I'm looking forward to tonight's conversation. We both are relationship coaches. We both work with, well, I know you work with women. I do work with women and men, with relationship issues, dating, from your past. And I know that's what we're talking about, from your past, so it doesn't impact your future. So let's get into the conversation.
All right, let's do it. So let's just go right into what dating from fear looks like. So define what dating from fear define what dating from fear is in your own words, V.
Me with dating from fears.
Dating from
Oh,
fear.
I gotta say, hey, Cedric, and hey, yo, girl, wait, hold on now. Dating from a fears, girl. I'm typing it too. Okay. You know, it's not even just dating from fear. It's people who live in fear as well. When the I don't. I don't want this. I don't want that. And we see it on the dating profiles, right? If you got this, swipe left. If you got that, swipe left, right? And it's just like, the more you call out what you don't want, that's the more you're gonna see more of it, right? So to me, dating fear is bringing your like, I've been divorced, you've been divorced, right? It would be me bringing in some of the trauma that I had from my previous marriage, to say, hey, I went through this and I ain't trying to go through it again. So I'm not intentionally looking for the things that I went through, but because I feel like if I'm constantly looking for those negative things that I went through, I feel like that's what I'm going to attract. So, when you date from fears, is dating from your negative experiences and things that you just don't want in your life. And that stays on the forefront of your mind. That's my
Absolutely.
opinion.
Absolutely. I'm just going to add to it because I totally wholeheartedly agree. I'll just say it's when you are pursuing or staying in relationships based on your anxiety, your insecurities, or your fear of even being alone. Because I know that we struggle with that. Some people, I actually think, I wish I could find this meme. I seen it of a young lady just today. And
Okay.
she was basically saying, you could tell she was much younger, and based off of what she just mentioned, which is, she said, I'd rather have a piece of a man than not have anybody, because if I have a piece of a man, that means that I've been picked or chosen. And I'm like, little girl, oh my goodness, no.
Was she little? Was she young? Ain't no way in hell I
No,
want a
she
piece
was
of him.
she was totally young. I would say, yeah, because Black don't crack, and it was a young sister. So I would say at least 20, maybe 30, like 20s or 30s.
Girl, she
But
probably was 52 years old talking about
you know, you know what?
she probably my age.
I'm
You
not
know what?
saying that she wasn't, but what I am saying is, baby, don't do that to yourself. You're making yourself look crazy. And they went for her in the comments for sure. Like, little girl, stop it. No, this is what's going on in our community. This is why people think that it's okay to. No, actually, that's not what they said. What they said is this is why people are finding more reasons to cheat, because we know that we have a smaller selection of men to choose from, especially if you want to continue to stay within the race, right? We know that. And because we know that, some people are just have her mentality. Like, I would rather have somebody than nobody, because that means that I'm chosen. That means I'm picked. But you're the side chick. You're not picked. You're not
You
at the
know,
function.
I'm gonna tell you this, and I don't know if it's my upbringing. I ain't never thought like I ain't never ever thought like that. Like I'm a highly competitive person, right?
Right,
And when I say that, I mean like if we going bowling, I'm gonna try to win, right? We
right,
doing so, I'm gonna try to win. But one thing I ain't never gonna compete for as a man. If your attention is somewhere else, I'm gonna go. Like I there's I wouldn't share no communal penis. Like
right.
I'm not gonna that's ridiculous. But I know people have that, like, oh, I at least I have a man. He only beats me on Saturdays, so and I'm like, okay, if that's your thinking, that at least I have one, and it's
Mm,
better to be, abused, unfortunately, than it is to be single. And I'm like, girl, where?
mm.
Girl, I'd rather hug that pillow, them comforters, than laundry and the remote control all day, every day, before I be hugging up on somebody who been up in somebody else the night before.
No, we ain't doing that. Like I said, here's what maybe I'll correct myself. Even if she wasn't young, she was definitely young minded.
Mm,
Absolutely young minded. Like, don't do that to yourself. Uh, saying that, yes, facts. Don't compete for a man. That is, you don't have to, because if he's yours, you don't have to compete. And the truth of the matter that most people get wrong is it's the choice that each of us have to make to be in these relationships. So if he's choosing to cheat, or if you as the woman is choosing to cheat, that's your choice. It has nothing to do
mhm.
with the other person not being worthy, not being wanted, not being chosen, or even picked. It's the other person's choice to cheat. You can't do
Yeah.
nothing about it. You can't stop it.
You ain't lying about that. I know I did a video a long time ago about, how can I prevent my partner from cheating? And the thing is you can't. But
Nope.
I firmly believe I do. Like I'm a huge believer in the power of the mind. I was just having this conversation with my grandson, my oldest grandson. If you keep talking about your fears, if you keep saying things that you don't want to happen, right? The power of the tongue is mighty. You will call it in. If
Absolutely.
especially if you put some feelings behind it. Oh, I'm worried about this. I'm worried about him in the streets, and I'm worried about what he's doing. You will call it in. I'm not saying it's your fault. Not no, but if you keep professing a certain thing over your life, do not get mad when you call it in.
I'm saying it's partially your fault, because it is the power of the tongue. So it is whether you want to hold onto it and really just own it, and accountability, sis, sir. I'm telling you, we got to pay attention to the things that we're saying and ruminating on over and over and over again. We also have to pay attention to the things that we are listening to, including the people and conversations that we are in and day out, the music that we are listening to, the books that we are reading, the movies that we are watching. All of these things play a part in
Right.
how we think about ourselves and the way that we show up in this world, and our beliefs about everything that we see, the people that we are
Mhm.
attracting to our life. So V didn't say it. Coach Marshawn absolutely said it's your fault. Yeah, it totally
Mm.
is.
You
Yeah.
you know, and that's the thing. Okay, I know this is a sidebar conversation real quick, but I'm very cautious about the music. Let me tell you, back in the day, the young V. Okay, we came up in the gangster rap era. Okay, okay, I used to love me some Easy E. Okay, let me
Mhm,
just say
mhm.
that. Um, but in the growth era of Be Mindful, I'm very cautious about what I feed my mind. Even
Yeah.
the music. Y'all be like, and I love old school music. And don't get it twisted. I'm in the gym sometimes and I want to listen to music. I'm listening to old school music. I know music and I love old school music. Okay. But if I'm just chilling around the house, what's playing is positive music that has music that y'all ain't, it ain't the Temptations, y'all. It's people on YouTube where it's manifesting songs. It's positive words, whether it's about love, money, health. Like that's all I feed my mind. And a lot of books. I don't feed my mind any of that negativity. Nothing. I don't even sing them words out loud no more.
Oh, now you got me beat on the singing them out loud.
Y'all better be careful about some of them songs. Y'all remember a song back in the day? Okay, girl, it's gonna come to my mind. But the song is like from the 80s. Girl, I'm gonna think about it for a second. But she was saying the lyrics. I don't remember the name of the song, but the lyrics are, I'd rather just have a part of you than what we were just saying. Like, and I got a little piece of you and she all happy. Girl, I'm gonna think of the song. It's a song we all sang in the 80s. Okay. You ain't gonna catch that damn song coming out of my mouth today. I'll be like, oh, what the hell was we singing back in the 80s?
It's funny that you say that because I was literally telling my daughter, it's been a few weeks at this point, but I was telling her how she's so much more in tune to the words. When I was growing up, the beat, right? And I'm a preacher's kid, so then I had my mom like, you need to pay attention to the words. Oh, mom, whatever. You know how kids do because we don't think parents know anything. And now I find myself being my mom with my daughter. She was singing the song. What is it? And I know I'm gonna mess up the actual beat, but it's the song where I forgot the singer. But anyway, she's talking about how she kissed the girl. And she was
Katy Perry?
Yeah, I want to say yes. And how she kissed the girl and she liked the lipstick and the taste. Hope for her boyfriend don't get mad at her. I can't think of the beat right now. But anywho, all I'm
That's
saying,
the name of the song, girl. I kissed a girl and I liked it.
and I liked it. Anyway, the point is, some of y'all don't know, but my child is 8. So yes, gray hair. I have an 8-year-old. Absolutely, that's me. But I'm saying all that because I had to stop her, and I was like, listen, we're gonna take it to church right now. The devil wants you to think all this stuff is normalized and okay. Girls shouldn't be kissing girls. Now, this is my beliefs. Don't come for me. This is my belief. If you don't believe the same,
our belief, y'all.
That's the same thing. So, and I'm cool with that. But we're not kissing girls. That's not what we're doing. They normalizing everything to make it sound cool and okay. And I was actually watching a YouTube video yesterday, and it was about a lady. She's more of a household name. What is it, like house songs? And anyway, I'm bringing it up because she said that somebody was trying to get her to become bigger in the industry and was specifically saying if she sold her soul, you know how much bigger she could be. But if she sold her soul to the devil, right? And so doing all of these things that people shouldn't be doing in order to reach fame and stuff. So anywho, going down a rabbit hole because I know we are, but just as Yoli said, some people do not understand the effects of music on the mind. It really does make a difference. It absolutely makes a difference. Okay, we're going to move forward because we already went too deep into that one. So now let's go into just giving some examples. So we just defined what dating from fear is in our own words. Let's talk about what does dating from fear actually look like. So give us some examples of what you believe dating from fear looks like.
To me, dating, in my opinion, because I know you gave some examples, and I do think that is definitely dating from fears as well. But when I see people dating from fear, it really does, in my mind, look like it's I'm scared to go out. I'm embarrassed to eat by myself. I'm scared to get out here and do these things, and it's just like, well, you gonna have to get outside because online dating is great and all, but I just feel like y'all got to get outside. I'm a big proponent of get outside, learn how to properly attract people into your energy. These are things you absolutely need to do. But people are fearful living. And I understand, the media does a really great job of creating the fear-based, reality. Every that's why I watch the news. If you watch the news before you go to sleep, stop. Them little devil dreams gonna be up in your head. Like I don't watch the news. Y'all I'm legit telling the truth. You gonna have to call me, tell me there's a damn war, because I'm not watching any news. I might watch some financial news about stocks and stuff, but I'm not watching any, what we got going on up in the DMV up here and in the White House and stuff. But y'all got to learn how to get out here and interact with people. Stop allowing the media to make you scared of going out here by yourself. right? Yeah, share your location. I'm not saying go down a dark alley at 3 o'clock in the morning. I didn't say no like that. I just said go outside. Go to the bar at like a Ritz Carlton where I was just at Saturday night and end up meeting somebody. I meet somebody everywhere I go. I went bowling the week before, met a man there. Right? It's not that freaking hard, but if you allow fear to stop you from living,
Hmm.
you're going to be stuck with online dating,
Hmm.
and that's not the place to be 100% of the time.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so I'm gonna give a few examples of what it looks like. It's choosing emotionally unavailable people because they seem familiar. It could be ignoring the red flags to avoid starting over once again, or even assuming every positive thing will be, excuse me, assuming every positive thing will be taken away so soon. So those are some examples as well of
Mm,
what dating from fear looks like. Wholeheartedly with V, we can't live in fear. Get outside, absolutely. And I think we should use online dating as a tool. Whether it's your
yes.
main tool or not, that's beside the point. But getting outside, making your safe self available, um, doing the work. We talk about the inner work because when I work with my clients, that's exactly where we start. We really have to start with self and understanding why you are showing up the way that you do, why your beliefs are the way that they are, how to start unraveling some of those things. If you heard me before, you've heard me say peeling back the onion. Like we have to tear down some of these things so you can better get a better understanding of why you are thinking the way that you are thinking, why you're believing the way that you're believing, and so we can start casting away some of those things so they
Hmm.
can stop showing up in your life pretty much.
Well,
Okay. So
I think fear, forget dating. Let's
mhm,
talk real quick about relationships.
okay.
Right? Because I mean, hopefully y'all out. If y'all are single, hopefully y'all and you want a partner, hopefully you are out here dating. But in relationships, right? That fear of being alone is a real thing, and it
Mhm,
keeps a lot of people in unhappy relationships. It keeps a lot of people settling. And here's the thing. Let's talk about this real quick because I literally was just talking about this recently, maybe with my own, because y'all, I work with a coach. I have the same life coach for going on 6 years. She and I meet. I just met with her. Well, now we meet every other week. Before a period of time when V needed some help, we was meeting every week, every week.
be like
But that at what point, because I do believe when you're young, you're in your 20s, right? I think you're going to marry for love. Oh, they give me butterflies. I just feel so good. They make me feel good all inside, right? But I think at some point you are going to have to shift that mindset as we get older. I need to know what your retirement plans are. I need to know, do you have any investments or do you have 401k plan? We're going to be working at Walmart, pushing the carts together side by side at 77 years old. Like, what is your plan? Because I have a plan and I want to make sure you have a plan, right? So you will have to factor in some of those things as well. But there are a lot of people who just settle and like the love is on the list, but girl is down here. But you know what? He treats me good, or at least she doesn't lie, stuff like that. And it's like, is that from the fact that we are getting older and we have to consider other things, or is
mhm,
that really from the fact of fearful of being by yourself? Like, which one is it? Because I understand you have to look for different things when you're getting older, right? I get it. That love, when you're optimistic at 25. Okay, I was really optimistic at 25. Times that by two, I can't say that I'm definitely damn sure ain't looking for the same things I was looking for at 25. Like, now I need to know, you got a passport? Am I gonna have to send you pictures from my camera phone? Like, because you can't go no damn where. Like, are you because you still got a little one. I ain't got no little one. My grandson is 9 years old, right? So I clearly don't got no babies. But you got to stay home and take care of kids? Or, like, think I understand things, you have to consider other things, but Coach Marshawn, like, how do you know it's fear of being alone versus he's a good man, Savannah. Ain't that right, Mimi? He's a good man. But do you love him? I mean, do you love her? Like, do you genuinely love them? Or you just scared to be by your damn self?
Like you said, I don't think that that's a one size fits all type of question. I think that there are definitely many variables that go into it, but it is something to consider, and it's something where you really have to either get some guidance or guide yourself. And most people can't guide themselves, but any event, get some type of guidance to try to unravel to see where the root of this is actually coming from. And most people need to work with a coach and or therapist simultaneously to unravel the past as well as move forward in
Yeah.
the future.
Yeah,
So
because you can't, I'm telling you, girl, because you can't see your blind side. Even though we coach, I
mhm.
have a coach.
Everybody got
And
parts.
I'm telling you, y'all, she don't cut no cards. She will call me out, and then, even though sometimes I may not want to hear it, but I listen because, sometimes damn it, I ain't perfect. Sometimes I am the problem and I'm
Yes.
standing in my way, but I how do you know? And I want people to, if you know it, you comment, folks commented y'all relationship. How do you know that you actually genuinely love them, or you don't want to be by yourself?
Go ahead and
So,
type them in the chat, y'all. I'll read some of them shortly. I wanted to get to some of these comments already. Thank you, Yoli, for actually saying that you need to get out some more. Thank you for that transparency. And then Shegrit right under said, I was scared to date and going out. I took myself out of my comfort zone, and it helped me a lot.
okay, but schedule. What does that mean? Like, you took yourself out of your comfort zone. What did you start doing differently?
Listen, she coming for you. You better get your
Yeah, I
answer.
want to know, boo. Like, seriously, like, what? Because help somebody out. Like, what does that mean? Because you keep doing the same thing all day, every day, and you think you're gonna be somebody new. You're gonna meet the same five damn people that you see all day, every day. Because they doing the same thing every day. You doing the same thing every day. So y'all might as well just exchange numbers and have a group chat, because neither one of y'all doing anything new.
Okay, let's see. Now I'm curious what you're talking about, Henry. Henry says that all sounds good, but that's not how it is. Can you
Well, tell
elaborate
us,
a little
Henry.
bit more?
Tell
Yeah,
us,
what
boo.
you
Shed some light over here, please.
mean? Yoli, welcome. Okay, right. Welcome, Henry. Welcome. Let's see. Shedrick said, I'm learning now at 40 not to settle. Sometimes what looks good ain't good for you.
You ain't lying. Cedric, are you still going for the slim waist and the fat ass at 40, like you were doing at 22? I mean, does it matter? Asking for the little booty people out here. Shush your mouth, Mimi. Shush your damn mouth, Mimi, for she say something smart.
Well,
That's
even if
fine.
it is, I think that's actually okay. It's okay as long as you don't shame the other people that don't fit your
That's fine.
with your preference. That's actually okay. But I also believe that there has to be more to it. The physical is great if you're okay, or if you don't want what you don't want. I think that that's okay. I just think that it needs to be deeper than just the physical, because a lot of us get stuck on the physical, and then when we need some emotional safety, we don't have that. Then when we need some financial stability, we don't have that. So there has to just be more, is my whole point. I really don't care if you stuck in her having a slim waist and a fat old butt. Because,
I
honey,
hope she got
your
more than
girl is
that.
coming for that. Your girl's coming for that. Okay. I'm almost 50,
I'm
but
gonna
your girl is
tell y'all about
coming.
yourself, because
So,
I'm like, okay, I got three sons. They all grown, right? I understand them still going for a really, at 20 something years old, them going for a slim waist. And my middle son was talking about that last night. He's like, look at her butt. And I was like, did you look at her face? Did you
nope,
look? Did you
probably
go up?
not. Nope.
Because I'm like, okay, but they're in their 20s. At
Mhm.
45, y'all, can she add a checkbook? I mean, do y'all, if y'all still, I don't use a checkbook, but
No,
can she add and
but I get
subtract?
it. I get it.
You
I get it.
know, and Mimi
Can she
say,
keep
I'm
up
gonna
with
be
her money
good.
budget?
Mimi be good over there. She always joking about my Asian. Yes, I got my mama Chinese booty. I sure did. Okay. I also got my mama Chinese brain. I'm a highly intelligent woman.
Okay, listen. She didn't even come for you. Calm down, child.
Mimi always comes to me. Okay. 40 years of friendship. You think she don't come for me?
Our vibe said love is different when you're older. saying yes, passport, yes, a must.
A must.
Henry, both. People aren't who they present to be. We know representatives are out there for sure.
You ain't lying.
Representatives are out there, which is why we have to ask more or more questions, but also deeper questions. I'm not
I'm
saying
gonna
don't
stay
ask
on,
questions.
coach. I'm gonna stay on though. Y'all need. I said this the last time. I'm gonna say it again. We older now. We because for the most part, we all at least 45 years old. We older.
Mhm.
Y'all need to take a trip. You can afford to go somewhere. You want to find out who this person is sooner than later. Y'all need to take a trip. They can't hide. I'm telling you, they crackhead habits after 2 days. Like you can't hide who you genuinely are when you are away for 2, 3, 4 nights. You can't. You
Mhm.
can hide it when you go out to dinner. You can hide it when you go out to the movies, and then you go home and you do whatever you do at home. Like you can hide that stuff, but you can't hide some certain stuff when you just with that person nonstop.
That's true. That's true. And she's definitely said that before. Take a trip, whether it's a
Mhm.
weekend, it doesn't have to be overseas or anything, but take a road trip. Just get out
Yes.
there. All right. Shedrick said, I will take a mental connection over physical anytime now that I'm older. Yeah, yeah. Good
Me
evening, Pamela. Thanks so much. Yes, he's a good man, Savannah, from your homie, Mimi.
You only say if Mimi says anything smart, she gonna block her. Mimi, you supposed to be good now.
Henry says love is a dying emotion. But what are your thoughts on that? Is love a dying emotion?
No, I think it I don't think it's a dying emotion. I think it looks different than what it did, back in the day. And that's unfortunate. That's
Mm.
unfortunate. I feel like people are scared to be vulnerable. People are scared to that's the whole fear thing. They're scared to put themselves out there. And so in that case, then yeah, Henry, I get what you're saying that, in order to have love, genuine love, you got to be vulnerable.
Yeah, absolutely. Henry, again, people present the dream and then show you the real. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Okay. Mimi said I'm gonna be good. Okay. Uh y'all be cutting up on here. Okay. I wait. I want to put this on here right here. This is Shedrick
Oh.
answering the question. He said, going out by myself, talking and sparking conversation without flirting,
Mm,
getting to know people for who they are rather than what they can do.
that's good. I definitely agree with that. Learn how to flirt. It doesn't have and talk. It doesn't but okay, but I know you said without flirting, but to me, flirt I can flirt too without, like being overtly flirting. But y'all gotta learn how to open your mouth, especially women. Stop expecting men to come up to you. Okay, wait. I got a bone to pick real quick with men. Okay. I was because this just happened. This just happened. Okay. And I said this in my most recent video, but men, look, if you ask somebody on a date, why I just went out on a date, right? The last week on Friday, whenever that was, had a date and he didn't confirm. See, and then but being that I know him, right? I
Mhm.
was like, Ninja, what the hell's wrong with you? You don't know how to confirm a date? He's like, well, V, you always so busy. No, you need to confirm a date. Like, I feel like, the age of the, what is this, online dating? What happened to men pursuing women? It's like, well, it's like that's kind of has gone away because coochie is at the swipe of a left, right? So do men, like, you know, I don't know if women are having that experience, but it's like, men, it's, we still want to be pursued. Because if I didn't know him, I promise you this, if I didn't know him and I have known him for many years, I promise you with everything in me, my black and Chinese ass was not going to show up on that date. I
Mhm.
promise you.
Mhm.
But I went only because I know him.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Well, she didn't pick the bone. Okay, let's see what Dr. L said. He said, so a man can't settle. Should ladies settle?
Is that so what does that mean? So is like so a man can't settle? So should ladies settle? Is that how you asking it, Dr. L? Like
To me, I'm saying yeah, but I ain't Dr. L.
Like, so, mm, are we saying that men I think everybody settles as we get older. I ain't trying to be that person. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I deserve the sun, moon, stars, and the purple clovers. I'm like, if I'm coming with a whole lot of great things, why would I settle?
Well, Yoli answered Dr. L. Seems like everybody has to settle these days in some way or the other.
Hmm. Like, what, in what way? I think there's certain things, right? Okay, let's say let's say that you meet somebody and you are in the gym 5, 6 days a week. You're working out. Is settling to y'all like, okay, he or she is carrying on an extra 40 pounds? Is that settling, or is that what, in what ways are people settling?
Okay, so Dr. L put a comment in. He said, my comment was in reference to the small waist and fat rear end, while ladies are constantly saying they don't want to settle.
I think women settle. Dr. L, I think women settle. They do. I see them. I think they settle more than we think. Now, I do hear what you're saying, though. I think a lot of women put out these unrealistic expectations, but I think a lot of women settle just to say that I'm married.
Mm, mm. You think that's still a lot of that going on now? Is it even worse?
F yeah, girl, don't get me cussing on here. F,
Yeah, don't curse on here. Yes.
heck,
Really?
absolutely. I don't know. Oh, okay. Have I asked a good question? Settling or compromise? I think a lot of women settle. I do. Because I feel like we still have a lot of people believing that if you're single, something wrong with you. We have a lot of people believing that being single is the worst thing on earth. So you don't think them women, because they got a man, a half of a man, a quarter of a man, a 12% point five of a man, like you don't think they just want to be able to say, well, at least I got a husband, girl. You got a whole bitch. You ain't got no husband.
Mm,
You got a man that is only a man because he has a penis.
mm. Okay. Mimi said, yes. A friend of mine got married, even though she found out the day before that her fiance cheated and had a whole baby coming. She settled. Ooh, ooh.
Because she wants a title of wife. People live for titles. I ain't living for no damn title. I've been a wife.
Mm. Moving on.
Mm,
Hair problems and no edges plus more says settling means anything outside of your personal standards that you're willing
Willing.
to accommodate.
Now, hair problems and no edges, what would you be willing to settle for? Be honest. Like, you meet a man and he got like 3 out of the 5 things that you want. Okay, what are those 2 things that you be okay with? Coach
3 out of
Marshawn,
5
you
still
should
winning.
answer that too, huh? Well, like,
3 out of 5 still winning, just so we're clear.
would you say?
3 out of 5. The percentage is still saying that she winning.
Okay, but Coach Marshawn, what would you be willing to accept that you know that are not necessarily best things, but what would you be willing to accept?
Man, I don't know. Let's see. That's a tough question, mainly because I know I don't really look at a lot of things and be like, nah, I ain't settling for that. Nah, I ain't said, oh, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Here's what I'm gonna say, actually. Let me take that back. Because here's what I didn't settle for, which is why the marriage fell apart, which is the silent treatment. That's a no-go. I'm not willing to settle for the silent treatment. And we are saying that we're married, but there is no communication, there is no resolution, there is no solution. We going for days, weeks, months, at times not talking. What we doing? What we
Girl,
doing?
that sound like prison.
Whatever. It ain't my prison.
I you know what? There is no relationship when that's going on. If you can't
Exactly.
talk it out,
Mm-mm.
what are we here for? Like, I could talk to the wall. I might as well marry my dog because he can't talk either.
Oh, geez, not the dog. Look, you know what? I'm not gonna say that, but what I will say is I ain't there no more. That's what I'm gonna say. So that is totally what I'm
Mhm.
not willing to settle for. And I might have answered the question wrong.
Well, okay, well, let me ask. Then I'm just gonna be blunt and ask ladies.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna ask men a question. Ladies, this man is great. Let's say, okay, he may not be 6'4", but let me just because I'm not a big height don't mean a mother
Mm-mm.
thing. Okay, don't mean a thing. That I can tell you. But let's say that he is a decent height. Let's say he's, 5'11. He looks good. He has a good job, girl. He has a good job. He can financially take care of you. He ain't in the streets. He don't spit when he talk. Like he can read a book. All these things that we as society have defined as he's a good dude. Okay. But he got a micro penis.
Mm. Mm.
How many of y'all, be honest, let's say we 50, how many of y'all are going to stay? Coach Marshawn, you going to stay?
So here's what I'm saying to that.
You see
You
my
know what?
fingers.
As
Fingers
much
on.
as I would like to say, yeah, girl, I'm staying. That one gonna be a tough one for me. That one gonna be a tough one for me. I still not gonna say it's 100% of a deal breaker, but I know it would be very tough for me to just come out here and say, "Oh no, girl, I'm staying," because he got all these other things. Because that's an important part as well. Like I know, and I don't have like levels. Like he had to have a 10 on this, a 9, and nothing like that. However, sex and being sexually satisfied is something that each of us want. Now, whether we get it is something different, but each of us are wanting, we're aspiring, especially if, say, for instance, I'm not having sex before marriage. And now I didn't say that I do, and I got this micro. Girl, I can't do nothing but laugh at this mess.
Don't look at my face. Just answer the question.
No, I ain't even looking at you. I'm thinking about this for real question. Like, child, that was tough. That's all I'm saying. That's gonna be tough. So let me get to the comments.
Oh, well, if anybody wonder my answer is hell to no. I'm no. What am I supposed to do with that? I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not. Like I'm not even gonna set myself up. I'm not gonna set myself up. Like, and nor am I gonna set him up. So I have to be fair. Just like no.
But you can't be pleased in other ways. You just like it's a hard no for you.
My daddy might be watching, so I'm just gonna
But we
just
ain't gotta
go.
go down the list. We ain't gotta go down your list of how to please you. We ain't gotta do that.
No, I'm gonna just say what I really want to say is, but I ain't gonna say. I'm gonna just say, look, some nail glue. This little, but this has no place. This one, apps, no. My dog, I got a big pit bull, and his thing bigger than that. So no, what? No, no.
Ooh,
No, and I don't expect men. I don't expect men because, like you just said, intimacy is a big part of the relationship. I don't expect men to, forego what they absolutely need either. Okay. Now, but if for some, it's not a requirement and it's a-okay. That's for them. For me, it's a requirement. But for other people, then if it's not a requirement for you, then it's no big deal.
right, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So I want to read this hair problem and no edges plus more answer. I will accept anything I can help, air quotes, change. Like bald headed, add male weaves. Overweight equals gym membership. Child, she didn't put bald headed, add male weaves. I ain't mad at that answer. Anything that she can help change. But the thing is, they have
I
to
like
be
that
willing
answer though.
to do that though, because you could be willing to help them, but are they ready to do the work? Right. So this is still a choice that that your partner has to make. Yes, you can be the cheerleader and everything for sure, but if they're not ready. But anyway, we're going down a rabbit hole. Here's let me see. Henry says, here's an example. Her requirement, dating to marry. Reality is she does not want to marry. Wait, so her requirement is that she's dating to marry, but in reality, she doesn't want to be
She
married.
doesn't want to get married.
That's interesting. Never
Yeah, I
heard that.
know. I ain't heard of that either.
Shedrick, coach said, damn, I did. I was like, what we doing here? Well, what? Hold on now.
So Sam said, no bad breath, no little C.
No ashy skin.
No ashy skin. Damn. Damn, girl, you can't buy him some lotion. Cocoa butter, not that cheap cocoa butter, that Queen Helene, not that. I'm not, that's like water. I'm saying something with some thickness.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Bill Brown says at an older age, sometimes the expectation of a man pursuing becomes a waste of time or a stumbling block for two people who may have interest in each other to begin with. Being self-employed. Next.
And
All right. Thank you, Yoli. Please hit the thumbs up, folks. And subscribe.
is he saying pursuing is a waste? Wait, Bill, you saying pursuing is a waste of time?
Sometimes the expectation of a man pursuing becomes a waste of time.
Or stumbling block for two people who may have been. I'm gonna tell you this, Bill, Mr. Brown. I expect to be pursued. I've said that, and I know I'm not, because here's the thing. Men are quick to say, well, she's overly masculine, but I'm a firm believer in you can put her into her masculine energy. Me confirming a date, you're now putting me into my masculine energy. Now I got to confirm with you. What woman wants to do that? No woman I know. You know, so it's like we gotta look at it like, okay, well, if I'm the man in the relationship, and if I'm the lead in the relationship, well, I need to take the lead. And you can't complain about a woman being masculine when you're putting her there.
Yeah, okay. So if I'm reading this correct, then yeah, I expect to be pursued as well. And I think most women do. And let me put this out there too. Even if she's the one that did the approaching, and they could say let's exchange numbers, at some point, you as the man should take the lead at some point. And the woman, stop taking the lead, stop taking control, because you are going to be in a world of hurt. And then you're going to be wondering why he never steps up. So at some point, even if you take the lead in the beginning, which is like the initial conversation, let's exchange numbers, at some point you have to fall back as the woman so he can take the lead. Because also, is he really into you? Is he really into you?
Yeah.
I mean, I know that you have to find out if you're really into him as well, but you want to be chosen as the woman. You want to be chosen.
Because it'd be a whole line of men y'all don't be knowing. Don't think if you were interested in an attractive woman that you feel like has a lot of great qualities, right? This woman, I love her energy. I love the conversations we had. Do not think for a second that she ain't got a line of dudes waiting to take her out. Don't think for a second like she does. So I see Henry's comment. One date, I was asked what was my body count. Being older, does that matter? I agree, because who the hell is still counting, Henry?
Seriously. No.
Be honest. Well, I guess if you only had two partners, I got married at 18 and we stayed married for 54 years, then okay. Those people are probably counting. I ain't mad at that, right? But are you counting Coach Marshawn?
Girl, bye. My count went out the window. Girl, bye. No, ma'am. And the truth of the matter is, at this point in my life, if you ask me that question, we already done anyway. There is no reason for me to sit there and have no more conversations with you when you ask me about my body count. Like, sir, thank you. Thank you. But
you really want to know the answer?
You can't handle the answer any damn way. So let's move on.
I know, and who cares? Dr. L, what do you say? Then it's okay for men. Dr. L, yes, it's okay for men to want a thin waist and a fat rear. Yes, okay. It is. Have your preference, but just consider other things. Like, that's it. Like, do you align in other things, right? Hopefully you're dating from not your fear, you're dating from your desire, your future, or whatever, right? I don't know. Hopefully you consider another thing. Hopefully when the lights turn out, her head don't spin around 3 times and you wake up and all your belongings gone because she done robbed you blind.
Oh my Lord. Is she dating a demon?
You don't know what you dating if you just looking at a thin waist. Y'all don't know what you got.
I think it's okay if you want a person with a certain body type. I don't think it's okay when you start shaming other people for not having what your preference is. Just go for your preference. And knowing that the older that we get, the slim waist and fat rear is pretty slim. Okay. It's pretty slim in the picking. So if that's what you're looking for, do you. Do you?
Hmm.
Yeah. Wait, I wanted to highlight this one. Okay, right, I did. Bill Brown says, saying it goes both ways for two people who have interest in each other, and we both know that.
Okay. I agree, Bill. I wouldn't want you to go out here because then you're chasing. I don't
Yeah.
want you to chase anybody, right? Because we know what it's like to be chased by a dog. You gonna run, you damn sure. If my dog chasing you, you damn sure ain't gonna run to him and be like, oh, let me give you a kiss. You're gonna run the other way. I'm not saying chase, because I agree, Bill. Don't
Mhm.
don't chase, but I'm saying pursue. Just take the lead.
Yeah, you got to take the lead at some point. Okay, so I have a question for the audience. Okay,
Mhm.
so when you think about your last relationship, or let's be real, your situationship, can you spot a fear that was driving your choices? Let us know in the comment section. So
Mm.
I'll read that again because I wrote it down. When you think back to your last relationship or situationship, can you spot a fear that was driving your choices? And while you guys are going into that, let's move on to the next question, child. Let's move on to the next question.
Yeah,
So
that's a
now,
tough question. Yeah.
well, I didn't say it was going to be easy, but what we want you ladies and gentlemen to do is actually think about some of these things, reflect on, because in your reflecting, you will not on if you are reflecting correctly, you will not only see the person's flaws, you should also see your contribution to the relationship and the downfall, and why things didn't unfold better, why y'all still not together. So it's not just about reflecting on what they did and what they didn't do and how they didn't treat you and all that stuff. All that stuff is important, but it's also, what did you do? How did you contribute to
Mm.
this? This is just really for you to open up your eyes on.
Mm. Okay. I
So
wanna know
so
that. I wanna know what people say.
yeah,
Mhm.
so when you think back on your last relationship or your situationship, can you spot a fear that was driving your choices? Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So while you ladies and gentlemen are answering that, we talked about fear of dating, that we defined it and what it looks like. So now let's move into from dating from your future. Can you define what dating from your future means, V? Can you define what dating from your future means?
If somebody were just to ask me that
Mhm.
without me using ChatGPT, I I'm like,
I
dating
love
from
it.
my
I love
future.
it. I love it. Yeah.
I was just in my mindset, it would be, who do I want to be? Like, I firmly believe you get to define who you are. Your personality, your past, we all have experiences, right? Like, but you get to define who you choose. My life coach has always said, you get to choose who you want to be, V. Period.
Mm,
Right. So
mhm.
dating from your future to me is like, well, who are you choosing to be in this relationship, this future relationship, and showing up as that person?
Absolutely. I absolutely agree. I just want to add in maybe one or two things, which is where it looks like being intentional,
Mhm.
as I mentioned earlier, asking those deeper questions. Yes, superficial, but the deeper questions. And then choosing compatibility over chemistry alone.
Mhm.
That's what I
Mhm.
would say dating from your future means. So, yes, just to add on to what V has already mentioned. I'm going to go back to the chat in a minute, but I do want to jump forward before I do that. And now let's give some examples of what dating from your future looks like, if you would, V.
For me,
Yep.
in my mind, like I keep saying, um, if I were dating from my future, I think everything starts with clarity. Right? So, I'd be very clear on what kind of relationship I want, right? I think a lot of people get out here and start dating, and I've been, and trust me, I've been her. I've been, "Oh, if it happens, it happens." And you say things like that because if it doesn't happen, then you don't look like a fool, right? You don't look like a fool in front of your girls. "Oh, if we hit it off, we hit it off." But no, to me everything starts with clarity. So dating from my future looks like I'm very clear on what I want. Like, what do I want? And
Mhm.
I'm honest with myself and others, and I align with that vision of what I want, and I don't accept or entertain things that don't align with that.
Love it. Love it. Love it. I would just add on and say, when I just mentioned about asking the better questions, number one, you want to ask them earlier. We we're not in our 20s. As we mentioned earlier, most of us are 45 plus. So let's have these intentional conversations early on instead of waiting around and dating from your fear. We're not doing that. And then thinking about how long you've been with this person, and can this person that you're choosing to be with day in and day out, can they support your peace? Can they support your peace instead of do they like me? Like,
Mm. You know, I hear men say, I want men to answer. And I know we got to go back up and scroll to look at what people's examples are. But I know men say, I want her to be my peace. Men, what does that mean to y'all?
ooh,
What does peace look like? Be honest. What does peace look like to a man, a grown man? Because I know we got grown men in here. What does peace look like?
okay. While y'all typing that in, I'm gonna read this. Shedrick says, "This is a great pod, great live pod. Enjoying the conversation tonight from Coach and V. Great job, ladies. Y'all keeping it real, and I love it. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
being here,
Thank
Shedrick."
you.
All right. Hair problems and no edges plus more. Is it okay for women to go and get this thin waist and fat rear done fresh from the operation table? Because I was a tummy tuck. Oh, because she probably saying I want, because I want a tummy tuck.
Hey, do you, girl?
Mhm.
You do you? Ain't nobody judging you, girl. Do you just go to a good surgeon? That's all.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I ain't gonna throw no shade because I don't know. I don't know firsthand, so I'm just gonna move forward. Is it okay? Let's see.
Men don't give a damn.
I
Or
don't think
maybe
they.
y'all
I don't
do.
think they really care where it or how you got it. Now, I'm not a man. We got some men in the room. Maybe they'll be completely different, but I don't think they care how you got it. If that's what they're looking for, they just want you to have it. Shedra says, I realized that I should speak up and made my choices. Her choices is not a good decision. Speak up and talk instead of just agreeing to please the other person.
Mm.
You have to speak up. You have, like, it's a must, because otherwise you're just going along with somebody else's programming. And after a while, if you just continue to go along with somebody else's program, we find that people in coaching, we find that people are saying, oh, I lost myself, I don't know who I am, I was consistently doing A B C D and all the way to X Y and Z, I lost myself. So speak up for yourself. In partnerships, we really want to be challenged by the other person. I'm not saying where we going ham every night or anything, but call me on my stuff. If it don't sound right, or if you need clarifying questions, you need some deeper answers because you just, something is just not right, or the story is not flowing or whatever. You have to be able to speak up and get the answers. Now, whether they give you the answers or not is something different, but you have to be the person that's using the power of your.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you right now, everybody ain't ready. Let's be honest. Everybody's not ready to hear what you got to say. Trust and believe. I know I'm pretty darn good with bringing up issues. I feel like I feel like y'all is my superpower. Like I know how to bring it up. I'm not attacking. I'm very, very, very like because I don't like to argue. I'm not gonna argue. If I gotta argue, I'm just I'm gonna walk away because there's no way that my voice will ever be loud as a man's voice. So if I'm yelling, then I'm gonna eventually sound like Mickey Mouse, right? Because I'm trying to match the volume of his. So that's why I don't argue because I can never match his tone,
Yeah.
right? But people have to be ready to receive the feedback. You and it's not attacking. I used to say this all the time. I'm not attacking you. I used to say it all the freaking time. It's just I'm trying to teach you to show you how to love me better. Right? Y'all got to be open to having that conversation. Okay. It's not attacking you, but I need to be able to give feedback and I can receive it, but you got to be able to receive it too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're not gonna be able to get through all the comments, as y'all know, but I do want to read a couple more. Let's see, because we got to wrap it up. We got a hard stop. We got to get out of here today. Both of us actually have something else to do. But Garrett says women keep choosing the same because they're addicted. They won't accept the consequences of choosing that man and then act like it's the men's fault. Check their own track record.
Okay, but Garrett, do you check your own? Like, I will admit that I married wrong. I will admit you gotta. I hope you're checking your choices too, right, Garrett? Like you're checking them like, damn, I chose wrong. That bit crazy. Like I should have seen that. Do
Mm.
you do that too?
It's so my thing is whatever you're asking your partner for, you should be willing to do yourself. So if you're
Agreed.
telling him to check baggage or whatever the wording is, check your track record, as V said, make sure that you're checking your own. So I don't care that you asking, as long as you are practicing what you are preaching and not being a hypocrite. So
Mhm.
whatever you are
Take the
asking for, you
feedback.
should be willing to absolutely
There's this video that and I recorded the response. I haven't posted it yet, but I'm going to post it. There's this video. I don't know if y'all saw the reel. It was he's like, I don't know, he's like foreign. He's not white, but the woman that he's with is a white woman. And she's I don't know, she used to be slim, but she ain't slim no more.
mhm.
And I am going to do a response to this because I was like, damn, read the room. He said I'm only 55% attracted to you. He said, I would be more attracted if you went to the gym. And the way he said it though, I thought was polite. And she was,
So I missed it. Is this a bad thing that you're saying? Maybe I missed it.
no, it's just the feedback and asking in others what you're doing. So he looked fit.
Mhm,
He said,
mhm,
I want you to go to the gym with me.
mhm.
And the only thing that she heard was, so, but you still love me, right? You still love me. But it's like, Did you did you miss the feedback that he gave you? Like, first of all, why would you want to be with somebody who's only attracted to you 55%? Right. Okay. But he doesn't like this size in you. I think she may have gained weight or something. I
Okay.
don't know. But
Okay.
either way, one, I don't believe in letting yourself go. Okay. The same thing that caught my eye, you need to keep it up. Just like I'm up in the gym trying to keep it up, right? Because I want to look good for you as well. Let's
Mhm.
do each other a service, right? But he gave her the feedback. I don't think she heard it.
Well, you just mentioned everybody not ready to hear the feedback.
Nope. And
Everybody
that's
not ready.
unfortunate. I thought he said it in a polite way because he was like, I just need you to go to the gym. Like, and he's like, oh, come to the gym with me. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Now, I don't think it's anything wrong. I don't think it's anything wrong with saying anything. And I mean any diggity doggone thing. It's how you say it. Your approach has to be, as you just mentioned,
Mhm.
respectful,
Yes.
soft, like give it to me, but at the same time, be respectful. All of the worst thing that you can do in that moment is tell me how ugly, fat, whatever,
Yeah.
in all of those ugly words. Like as you just mentioned, and I didn't hear him, but if he said it as polite as you said it, he said
I
it.
thought it was. I don't know. Did anybody see the reel? If not,
I did.
girl guy, I'm gonna do a response to it. But yeah, I thought it was polite, and I just felt like it went right over her head. She's like, "But you still love me, right? You still love me." But it's like, girl, he said you big, and he wants you to lose some damn weight. Like, did you hear that part?
She actually didn't hear, which is why she commented on "you still love me," right, instead of what he was actually saying. Because most of us do this, we actually comment on the thing that captured our attention in the moment versus the entire message that was being said.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And
okay,
we know her
okay.
feelings was hurt, but
Of
it's all
course they
good.
were hurt, but who if your baby, your man, your woman, if your baby can't tell you what they're not attracted to when it comes to you, that's a problem for you not to be willing to open up your ears to listen. Yes,
Oh,
the tone should be great and all the
mm-hmm,
delivery and all that stuff should be on point.
mm-hmm.
However, even if it's not on point, you should be willing to at least hear what they fully said, minus how they delivered it to you. I'm not saying that they should deliver it to you anyway, but
I
also,
agree.
also remembering that we all fall short. All of us are imperfect people trying to create these perfect relationships. I'm gonna hurt your feelings if we're in a relationship. You gonna hurt my feelings. I'm not saying I want you to hurt my feelings, but it is inevitable. I might come to you and you having an off moment. I didn't pick up on your energy or realize we're not in tune in that moment. And I come to you and you just snap my head off. I'm not saying I like you snapping my head off,
Oh,
right?
okay, but I think it's a good segue to next week when we go
Okay.
live with Dr. L. The three
Okay.
of us are
Okay.
going live next Wednesday. We have gotten Dr. L. You supposed to have gotten feedback as well. Don't forget. we have gotten feedback from our exes,
Mm,
right? And we want to talk about the feedback that we received from all three of us,
yes.
from our exes. And what did we do with that feedback? Did we do anything with
Mm.
the feedback that we got from our exes? What did they say about us? What did they complain about us the most? And I got my feedback. I can't wait to talk about it.
Listen, we got some feedback. We are ready to share it with you again. We just mentioned Dr. L is going to be here with us next week. I actually think it's next Wednesday, right? It's
It's
next
next Wednesday, y'all. So we okay. I know we put up we say what we say, but to
Wednesday.
get the feedback from our exes, that we just gonna air it out what they really said about us, okay? And did we work on it or not?
Now, with that being said, if you got anything from this, definitely do not forget to hit the thumbs up button. As Yoli, thank you so much for coming in here and saying that. Hit the thumbs up button to show some love so YouTube can do what the YouTube algorithm actually does. Hit the subscribe button. Again, V and I have conversations together at least once a month. And Dr. L is coming in with us next week.
Next week,
Next week.
Wednesday.
Next
Same.
Wednesday. Basically the same time. Is it
I
8
think Dr. L likes to do 7:30, but I know today, y'all, unfortunately, I just so y'all know, I ran over some big metal thing on Monday and on the interstate, and my tire went out. And so my truck is in the shop and I got to pick it up in the next 30 minutes. So
Yeah. But
they all told I know Dr. L a damn lie. They all told me I was perfect. I know you better not come up here next Wednesday with that bullshit because I
you know
know
what?
you lying.
You know what? I'm dismissing all of what you're saying right now. We're gonna wrap this up, y'all. We gotta go. B gotta go pick up her car, and I gotta go pick up my little one. So be here next week. Subscribe so you can get the notification, and we will see y'all next week. All right.
Good
Bye
night, y'all. Thank you.
now.